Welcome to our discussion. Today, we're unpacking issues at Harvard that really illustrate a crossroads of free speech, interdisciplinary ambition, and external pressures.
Absolutely. It's like juggling fire and water at the same time, right?
Definitely. Yep. So, one of the central themes we see is the challenge to academic freedom. In the wake of events like the October 7th conflict, Harvard's been facing intense scrutiny and pressure. Donors, political figures, and even governmental investigations are all at play.
Right. And that pressure really seems to have forced the university to rethink how it handles free speech and even protest activity on campus. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it's like the landscape of open inquiry is shifting.
Exactly.
Administrators are under fire, especially after controversies like the questioning of university presidents and the enforcement of neutrality policies that in many cases might be stifling dissent.
And don't forget, these policies have even contributed to a kind of chilling effect among students. It's almost as if you're encouraged to stay silent rather than risk the backlash, isn't it?
Right? That's spot on. There's this pervasive feeling among some that voicing certain views, especially pro-Palestinian stances, can invite repercussions like donor funding losses or even legal actions. It really underscores the tension between protecting free expression and managing external influences.
Yeah, it's a tightrope walk. And when external pressures come in, like from governmental agencies or influential donors, it puts the institution's autonomy at risk.
Exactly. For instance, the incident in which international students were warned about their social media presence, especially with regard to pro-Palestinian content, highlights how government oversight melds with campus policy.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like being caught in a surveillance state even within an academic institution.
That's pretty concerning. So, moving on a bit, what about Harvard's historical push for interdisciplinarity? That seems like a totally different vibe. Yet I'm noticing some parallels here.
Oh, absolutely. Harvard's attempt, with the Department of Social Relations, to merge social anthropology, sociology, psychology, and even clinical psychology, was a bold but challenging experiment.
It's like they were trying to bake a really intricate cake with too many ingredients, and the recipe just didn't come together smoothly, right?
Yeah, it's like, the vision was to create a unified theory to bind these disciplines together, but in reality, the lack of a compelling unifying framework led to organizational chaos. And let's not forget
exactly.
the internal conflicts and even some notorious scandals, like those involving Leary and Murray, that further muddied the waters.
So, in a way, while interdisciplinarity offered new insights and cultivated talented scholars, it ultimately proved unsustainable as a standalone department.
Precisely. It essentially morphed into what many now call multidisciplinary work, where different groups borrow ideas but never fully merge into a single, cohesive theory.
And that, I think, shows a broader point about institutional ambition versus practical limitations, right?
Exactly, yep. Speaking of external influence, another key area is Harvard's battle to maintain autonomy. The administration's tussle with, say, the Trump administration over international student policies really put this into sharp focus.
Right? And then there's also the issue of donors, where a single donation threat can alter campus activism and even alter research priorities.
True. It's like, when you're trying to balance academic integrity with financial survival, the pressures mount and sometimes compromises are made. That dependency, stemming partly from decades of government disinvestment, has left Harvard increasingly reliant on private funding.
That's a valid point. But don't you think relying on external funding might sometimes push innovation? I mean, the competitive edge could drive better research outcomes if managed well.
I get that perspective, but the counter-argument is that too much external influence can lead to self-censorship. When donors start calling the shots, we're left wondering, are we truly exploring ideas or simply avoiding criticism?
Yeah, I see your point, and it does feel like a potential clash between innovation and authoritarianism, in a sense.
Now, adding another layer to this discussion is the impact of global events on campus life. We see echoes of 9/11 and World War II shaping not just research priorities, but also the very experiences of international and Muslim American students.
Right? It's like the campus is a microcosm of larger societal tensions. How do you see that playing out?
Well, after 9/11 and again after October 7th, there has been a significant increase in surveillance and scrutiny, leading to higher rates of harassment and even hate crimes. This creates an atmosphere where students feel under constant watch, impacting their sense of belonging and freedom.
Exactly. That's truly troubling. It paints a picture of universities, which ideally should be safe spaces for free expression, turning into environments of caution and fear.
Exactly. And that fear extends to the integration of modern technology too. Harvard's embracing tools like Zoom for communication, which, while efficient, comes with its own set of privacy and security concerns.
Right? The whole issue with data security, especially given that Zoom isn't HIPAA compliant, seems like a double-edged sword.
Yeah? It's like, you gain speed and connectivity, but you risk exposing sensitive information. Harvard has set up protocols for data handling, like classifying recordings and having strict guidelines for using AI tools. But even then, it's a bit worrisome.
And that raises a delicate balance between innovation and risk management, right? It's almost like tiptoeing along a razor's edge.
Absolutely. The integration of emerging technologies, such as the Zoom AI companion pilot, shows Harvard's willingness to innovate, but only under strict guidelines to mitigate risks for high-risk confidential data.
Speaking of guidelines, I've noticed that while these measures might secure data, they can also slow down operations or limit the creative, spontaneous discussions that happen in, say, face-to-face contexts.
That's true, and it's a common critique, though some argue that without these precautions, the potential fallout could be much more severe. It's definitely a tricky balance to maintain.
So, summing it up, Harvard is in many ways a microcosm of the broader challenges faced by higher education institutions today, balancing free speech, interdisciplinary ambitions, external pressures, and modern tech integration.
Yep, you nailed it. It's a story of resilience and adaptation. Despite the many hurdles, Harvard continues to be a space where ideas, both radical and conventional, are tested, albeit under a heavy cloud of external pressures.
And while some might say that external pressures can sometimes drive improvements by forcing institutions to evolve, one could equally argue that they risk stifling the very freedom that fosters creativity.
Exactly. That's the crux of it. It's a respectful clash between the need for security and the need for open inquiry.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think there's a way out of this impasse, that Harvard could reinvent its approach to both technology and academic freedom without losing its core values?
It's tough, but I believe there is. It requires a deliberate rethinking of policies that both protect individual rights and accept the reality of external influences. It's like, navigating a labyrinth without a complete map, finding innovative paths while holding on to fundamental principles.
That's a powerful image. Ultimately, it's about striving to maintain a commitment to free inquiry while adapting to a rapidly changing world. A challenge not just for Harvard, but for higher education everywhere.